Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, the football podcast we bring you each and every week now that Christmas is over and we're all sorted and back together and all. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, and of course, drop a like on the video. We would much appreciate it. 2025 off to an absolute bang. Joining me, as always, my co-host from Stockley Park in West Dublin. How are we, Marky?
I'm all good, cuz. How are you keeping?
Not too bad at all. Pretty good, I have to say. So we'll before we begin, go on.
I was just saying I can concentrate more this weekend. Like screaming kids in the background last weekend, I was a bit distracted doing it. But yeah, you have my full focus this week.
These things happen. But before we begin, let's start with this, of course. Our sponsor for the Monday mashup. Take it away.
I have a few little announcements. I have a few dates Browner sent me over. So, over the last few weeks, obviously we know about the Leeds game on the 10th of May out in the Bray grounds and the Carlisle grounds of Bray there. Yeah. We had the Q&A. It's going to be tomorrow, next month, the 21st, in the Stillorgan Talbot Hotel with Stuart Dallas and Ian Hart. Them tickets are flying out. I think there's still a handful left, but I don't know because the Leeds supporters group from the camp, that drink in the Camden, took up a load of tickets there during the week. So then the next one. Oh, it's unreal. Yeah, you well know it is. What was it? Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, Groovy Kind of Love.
Groovy Kind of Love.
The wedding. That's where we met, the nightclub, the whole lot, Hollywood Nights, the whole lot. Love
so it has a lot to answer for, yeah?
Has a lot to answer for.
Yeah, no, so then on the 24th of May, we're going to be up in Belfast on Saturday, 24th of May for a Premier League 11 against a Belfast Select. So they're just waiting for confirmation about where it's going to be played, but it is in Belfast. Then on Saturday, the 21st of June, there's going to be a Premier League Legends 11 against Airfield. Airfield out there. Now Keith and the lads have worked with them with the trophies before, and they announced the first Premier League legend during the week that's going to be playing. It's going to be Wes Brown. Wes is coming over for that, but there's going to be a mix. This is going to be a good one because I was talking to Browner. There's going to be a mix of like Liverpool, United, West Ham, Everton, Leeds, different players coming over and stuff like that. So it's really going to be a good day. I'm excited about that one. And then on Saturday,
has he arranged security for the pub that night after the beers got out?
I think we're going back to the Hilton Hotel there in I think is it Clare Hall, near Clare Hall or something there.
Yeah, nice.
I think that's where we're going. And then on Saturday, the 12th of July, we're going to be in Dundalk. It's Rock Celtic Legends against Manchester United Legends. So that's on Saturday, Saturday the 12th of July. So we're going to be hitting Browner up for that because it's a few days after my 40th birthday. So we might see will I don the gloves again or maybe seeking to play outfield, you know.
Surely if there's a penalty, give you a penalty to take or something. Surely. So
really looking forward to that. On top of that, we've a wedding in July here, for the Premier League trophy just down the road in the Luke and Spa Hotel. Confirmations, communions, and all coming up, and yeah, so really busy. Looking forward to it. Obviously, we'll get Browner on more towards the summer again. I missed out chatting to him there in December. Obviously, Holly was in hospital, so I didn't get a chance to pop on that night, and we'll get him on and loads to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really looking forward to it. After ordering me Wes Brown away Champions League final jersey to get signed and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
And of course, Valentine's Day is coming up, ladies. So if that special football fan in your life is there, think about Marky Valentine's.
That's it. Coming
down with a present and then the Premier League trophy there.
That's it. And I was saying it to Browner, so I'm going to say to you here. So we hoping to get you out if you're available to the Airfield game and get a few of the lads interviews and stuff like that. And, we'll do a vlog of the whole day and all, you know.
Yeah, but absolutely. Just remember, ladies, rose petals on the bed. The equivalent of that for a football fan is the Premier League trophy or the Champions League trophy.
Now you have it. If say you support a different team and your fella's an Arsenal fan, you could rent out the Champions League trophy just to annoy him.
Or if your fella's an Arsenal fan, what the hell are you doing with him? But let's not go there yet, you know. But yeah, Hogan the League Trophy Horror, folks. Facebook and Instagram. Give Marky a follow, like, all that kind of good stuff. Grown year on year. always for good causes and stuff like that. Always at the Legends games, always doing charity stuff. So if you have communions, confirmations, any of that kind of good stuff coming up, or any family occasion that you would like to add to, they are absolutely fantastic. And I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Let's go into the OGs in the chat first. Philip is in there. Hiya,
How you
lads. How's it
feel?
keeping? We are
I
good.
know. I know for the fact Philip's gonna be at that airfield game. He only lives up the road from it, so he'll definitely be there. How
There
you
you
will?
Will is in as well. And my man, my backup, Rowan is in the
Beatles.
chat. Big up,
I
Rowan.
don't know if he'll be going to any of the games. Anytime I invite him, he never shows up. So
It's the level of Man United legendary status that does be at
that's
these
it. And
games.
I'll tell you one thing. That, see, he's improving that pool because actually, Beatles, I never told you. Niall used to have a pool table in his kitchen back in the day. Do you remember? Because we used to play all the time.
Noel used to play about the pool and the snooker leagues back in the day.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's if anyone's interested. I think myself and Deedles might be signing up for a pool tournament in the Giddy Dolphin in a few weeks. So,
Tell you.
they're running one every few weeks and stuff like that. But he's improving. He's improving. I have to say.
Do you know the secret to winning pool and snooker tournaments? Take your time chalking your cue.
Yeah, yeah.
Steve
That's it.
Davis became a legend from it.
What a man! I was watching the Masters there last night. It was Sean Murphy. Fair play to him.
I used to get coached in Stillorgan Snooker Club for free by a chap called Paddy Miley. He used to come
Paddy
down
Miley.
on a Saturday and give up 3 hours coaching for free. He used to coach us in snooker and pool if you're on the
Yeah.
Stillorgan Snooker Club team and stuff like that. Now Paddy Miley might not ring a bell to you, but Paddy Miley was Ken Doherty's coach back in the day.
No way.
There you go. There's a little known fact there for you. Now.
Jesus, yeah.
There
And
you
then he
go.
went on. He must like the Paddy's. It was Paddy Caulfield after that. He was from Taney and stuff like that. And where
There
was
you
the
go.
snooker club over there, cuz?
In Stillorgan.
Yeah.
Right across from the mill house, upstairs in the red brick building. I don't know what it is.
No way.
Is it a carpet place now or something?
Yeah, I think it was a
Yeah,
soft play area for a while there as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's where the Stillorgan Snooker Club used to be. So we used to our weekends used to be we'd go in there. We used to play the leagues on a Tuesday, Thursday nights. I
Yeah.
actually went out one night. I got a car, a Mitsubishi Lancer back in 19. I'm thinking 90. If my either 89 or 90. I started driving because we moved up to Kiltarn, so I had to drive to school. It was too far away. Like.
Yeah, Lancer,
And
my dad one as well,
I
yeah.
went out to play in the Regal Cardiff.
No way.
Out in the Regal Cardiff, and I won my game. I won my
Deadly.
match. We didn't win the game on the night because it's 3 games or whatever it is, but I won my match. But I parked the car out the front of this. Now, this is no disrespect to anyone out there, but this is like, I'll tell you
Oh,
the story.
proper.
So I went upstairs to check in as you do because I was driving the lad, so I checked them in and parked the car and all. And your man said, "Did you get the bus or did you drive?" I said, "I drove." He says, "Where's your car?" He says, "I said outside the door there." So I just came up to check in. He goes, "Do me a favor, go down, get into your car, and bring it around the back, and we put it in the cage for you." Did a big compound out the back.
I'm
Big cage.
serious.
That's where I had to park the car. And he says, "You're lucky." He says, "You're only here 3 minutes." There you
Jesus.
go.
Remember the classic in Finglas and stuff like that?
Oh man, I was in all of them. I was in
Yeah,
all of them.
I remember I played in the OGB every night when I was 17, 18,
Yeah.
every single night the summer went
IGB was a
over.
great spot.
50p in the meter for a half an hour.
Yeah.
I got my
And
highest break ever there. It was 77.
do you know where I used to play as well? Glenalbyn.
Glenalbyn, like, yes, remember?
They
Yeah.
had the two. And the tables were always wrecked, bar the one in the inner room. And the one
Yeah.
in the inner room you only got to use if you were on the team. It was
Yeah.
a private room on its own, like. And then
Deadly, man.
the two were out the other end, and there was rolls on them. The cloths were horrendous. The cushions didn't work on nothing. They were terrible. But it was like at that stage, I think it was like 50 pence for an
Serious, yeah.
hour. For an
mad,
hour.
isn't it?
And we
In
used
the
to go up, and we were only much younger then, and we used to go up and get the points of like blackcurrant and all at the bar
yeah,
and
yeah.
the
That's what
Chris.
we'd be doing. Remember
Great.
Ballantyre House had a few tables as well. Do you remember up there?
I used to play. Do you know who was a very good snooker player?
Who's
One
that?
you'd know from Rosemount, one Mark Tate.
Mark Tate, yeah,
Was a
yeah.
very, very good snooker and
Suzanne
pool
Tate's
player.
brother, yeah.
Yeah, he used to play with us back then as well, and he was
Deadly.
excellent. He was excellent. Wasn't a great loser now, but he was very,
None of the
very
Tates
good.
were Frank
Very
or
good.
any of them, JJ and stuff like that, yeah.
Shout out to Mark. I haven't heard from that guy in years. So
Well, yeah,
there
no,
you
we must get you to the Giddy Dolphin for a game. Dealers is, like I said, improving. Rowan, he wasn't as good last year, but he's definitely playing a lot more now, and he's improving his game and stuff.
Mm. That's it. Plenty of chalking and lots of talking. Always
That's it.
distracting.
For dealers, it's lots of drinking.
I'll be defo there with bells on with my bro Porrick. There you
Brilliant,
go.
Philip. Yeah,
I'll catch up with you there, Philip, if we're at it. Absolutely. We'll have a chat and all. Good man.
yeah. No,
Always
it's gonna
there.
be some game like the airfield. I was, like I said, the trophies was there not last year, the year before, and
Mm.
they were celebrating their 40th or 50th anniversary. So to have this match then a few years later, it's gonna be excellent for the area.
Yeah. So two little shout outs tonight. I was up getting physio on my knee last Thursday in the VHI up in Carrickmines. I walk in the
Okay.
door into the physio area and who was standing there? One Ashling Regan. Girl I used to hang around with years ago when I lived in Hazel Avenue. I was only 7. Delighted to see her and we caught up. So if you are listening or you do listen, Ashling, shout out to you. It was great catching up with you again. And also Lauren's friend Caitlin Moynihan who just had a baby boy, Casey.
No way.
So congratulations to Caitlin and the family and the boyfriend and beautiful baby there and all. So Lauren and all was
Class,
chuffed
man.
with that. So there you go. So
Can
there
I
you go.
give one shout out real quick?
Of course, can you give as many as you want?
Just to me dad, he's over in Spain. He got an operation done there on Wednesday. He got a new hip, so he's recovering at the minute doing physio, intense physio over there at the minute. While my mum is sipping wine on the balcony in the hotel. So just a
Not a
shout
care in
out.
the
And
world.
what's it?
The mother, not a care in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she sent me a picture. My dad went in on Wednesday, I think it was, to get it done. And she sent me a picture that morning. Now it's obviously there in our head or whatever.
Yeah,
For me nerves to settle the nerves, and there's a picture of a glass of wine on the balcony. I was like, yeah, that's
love it.
nice, isn't it?
Love it. Love it.
So
True love. Big
that's
up,
it.
Jack. Good to see you, my
How are
friend.
you, Jack?
Jack, I thoroughly enjoyed Misfits the other night. I was thinking about you. Darren Till, what a monster he is. But one Wayne Bridge has pulled out of the KSI fight
Seeing
already.
that, yeah,
Apparently not happy with the comments. What was he expecting KSI to say?
yeah,
What was he
exactly, yeah.
expecting to say? Yeah, but
Did
absolutely
you?
good crack.
I watch your man Aaron Hunt, him and Angry Ginger and stuff for that, and yeah. I couldn't believe when I heard it when he started saying chanting the name Vanessa and stuff like that. Because I was thinking KSI probably, if they did the fight went ahead, probably get Terry to come out, walk down the aisle with him and stuff like that.
Yeah. And shout out to the guy, they have a new champion as well, didn't he? That Masai Warrior as well. Put in a real
Oh
good show. What
yeah,
was his name?
oh
Polkman or
something like that, wasn't it? I can't
something
remember.
like that. Jack will let us know anyway, but he put in a real good showing. Onana, the gift that keeps on giving, he certainly is.
Oh, stop
And
him.
so is Sanchez. So is Sanchez.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
help me with my woes from yesterday saying that there just before we came on here.
We'll get into those woes. Don't worry.
Oh.
But before we start, sadly passed away. Dennis Law, 84 years of age, I think it was. 1/3 of the Holy Trinity. An absolute unbelievable footballer back in the
Yeah.
day. And an all-round great guy. I described him the other on Thursday, Marky. I described him on the podcast and on Friday on the Liverpool show as well. I described him as a man who never let his levels drop.
Yeah.
And even as a fan afterwards, and even as an older fan of Manchester United, always demanding the very best and the very highest level because that's what he expected.
He was unbelievable, and I actually rang my dad. Obviously, he didn't really see the news. They don't have much internet in the hotel over there, and we as you know, myself and the daughters went over, and Yvonne went over to Manchester in July. I went down to Old Trafford, and she's only 5, but she's getting mad into the football. Like, and we went and got a picture outside the United Trinity, and she asked me their names, and I said yeah, and I was saying, "Oh, Dennis is the only one alive," and she goes, "I really love his name. I'm gonna pose like him." So I put a picture up on Facebook the other day. She's standing there doing the pose that Dennis is doing and stuff like that. I met him once back in the day. They done an anniversary game down the RDS for the '68 European Cup final. So I met him, my uncle Tommy and my auntie Pat brought me down, and I was too young to kind of know who he was and that type of way. But obviously, going throughout the years to see what he done, and in fairness, in 2019 he came over here to the Philip will probably remember the Dublin Man United supporters club had their 50th anniversary, and himself, Lou McCarty, and I think it was Sammy McElroy came over, and I knew one of the lads, Stephen, that dropped into the airport and stuff like that. Him and Lou McCarty, and he was saying he's just an absolute giggle. He was just breaking jokes. He was just so easy to get along with, and he had time for everyone. There's people stopping him. Like you said, this lad stopped him, said he was a pure Chelsea fan, got a picture with him, just talking football and stuff like that. And he just put a smile on people's faces, and it was such sad news when
Yeah,
they heard it.
yeah.
Yeah, last week it was terrible, and they paid a nice tribute to him, obviously with the pipers and stuff like that there on yesterday afternoon. So
Yeah. It was a fitting moment, and you know what I really liked after it as well, and I thought it was a real touching moment as well when Danny Welbeck went over to Alex.
yeah, yeah,
I thought that was a nice moment. It was kind of
yeah,
like, all right, gaffer kind of thing, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Even though I'm gone and I moved on and I
yeah.
played lots more football and all, you'll always kind of be my gaffer, you know.
Oh,
That kind of, it
100%,
was kind of
100%.
cool. It was a cool moment. I said to the lads as well. So
But
yeah,
yeah, just yeah, it was nice tributes and nice to hear people talk about him and stuff like that and the light that they did, and just shows his character. They are a dying breed, the likes of the Dennis Law. Obviously, last year we lost our Bobby and stuff like that, and
mm,
it's terrible when it happens, and
yeah.
you know, just
And
there's no
I didn't
characters like
realize
them
either.
anymore.
The boys told me over the weekend as well, and I never copped it as well. 3 Ballon d'Or winners playing
Yeah, yeah,
together in the
yeah,
same
yeah,
team.
yeah.
Like I don't think that's ever happened, has it? Or
No, no,
not that I can remember.
never
But
will either. I don't think to be fair, that sort of way.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I don't think it's ever. Maybe Real or something, like, because you had Ronaldo there, you had Modric. I don't know if anyone else picked up Benzema. I don't know whether they were all playing together at the
yeah,
same time though or not, but that would be the closest I would imagine.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was trying to rack my head and said, "Has any other team done that?" You
I
know,
think
like,
if they had stayed longer together, probably like obviously that PSG team, if they had Neymar and Mbappe, Messi playing together at some stage, they might have. But obviously, yeah, it never happened. So, but yeah,
mm,
it was something else, especially back then. Like it's like we talk about pitches and stuff. You've seen how bad the pitches were back then, heavy on the
yeah.
legs. The ball was heavier as well. You need that bit more intelligence because you lads left, right, and centre trying to chop you
Literally,
down. Like yeah,
literally no sports science,
no,
no
no,
recovery
nothing.
science or anything like that.
And
You finished and you went for beers and points in a game
yeah.
of pool and stuff and all.
Yeah,
It's
and
mad.
legally someone could just upend you and wouldn't even get a yellow card. So you had to have your wits about you.
Well, good work, Jack. I like that. I like that. Keep that
Jack down a
going,
watch
pal.
along, was he?
Yeah, he's doing a bit of work for this Misfits boxing.
Early, man.
He's focusing a lot on that now and stuff as well as
Nice one, Jack. Fair
Liverpool as
play,
well.
man.
So he's doing well. He's branching out, as they say. He's a young lad with ambition, branching out, and that's what you want.
Is he doing watch alongs of the Tranmere games, though?
I
That's
wouldn't
the
say he's
big
gone that
question.
far now. He's chasing numbers, so he's
Nice.
chasing numbers. Right, let's get into this Premier League weekend, a pivotal weekend, I would say, in the title race.
Big
But the
time.
top result, Bournemouth 4, Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 4.
Uh,
Kluivert coming up clutch with a hat trick.
yeah.
Kerkez, our boy, we're chasing him. Could be
So,
potentially our new
I,
left back.
hopefully, I heard we're linked with him as well, but obviously, if it's a fight over the two of us, you wonder where he's going to go,
Yeah, his ambition would see that through.
That's it. But I love the line from the commentator. Patrick's son gets a hat trick on Saturday morning. Listen, Bournemouth, well deserved, brilliant performance. They're still missing probably 6 or 7 players through injury, I think it was. And
Yeah,
um,
Greg put in the post. Did you see in the post that
no.
apparently the son Kluivert has scored more goals at St James's than what the dad did, and he played there for the whole season.
Yeah.
Apparently the
No
dad
way.
only scored 2, and Kluivert scored 3 the other
It's
day.
serious.
Yeah, so I'm
But
sure he was onto the old man giving him
yeah.
socks when he heard that.
But to be honest with you, Bournemouth just were unbelievable. I love their style. They're just so straightforward. They play with no fear, and like I said, particularly with injuries as well, they've changed it around a bit. I have to give it out shout out to Brooks as well. 2 years
Crazy,
ago, he was battling cancer, and he's come
yeah.
back, and what a baller he is! Like
Yeah,
to be on the brink of that, you're staring death down the barrel, and to come back and beat it, and then just put on performance after performance what he's been doing, and
yeah,
it's been nothing
yeah.
short of excellent. And I think the manager, the players deserve a hell of a lot of credit. It's not an easy place to go, St James's Park, particularly that poxy 12:30 on a Saturday morning kickoff as well. So they were excellent for their win, and really encouraging. Yeah, like Kluivert obviously scored a hat trick and will take the claim, but the whole team were excellent on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we know how good we spoke about Ariola on here so much.
Yeah.
Phenomenal coach doing a phenomenal job there, and has a really lovely blend there of a little bit of skill, a little bit of nous, a little bit
Mm.
of work rate, and it all blends in there together. And
Oh,
then when
big
you've
time.
guys like Davy Brooks who've stared death in the face, they know that every day is a prisoner. And when
Yeah,
they go out on that pitch, they'll give you 200% every time. And yeah,
absolutely.
and people look to guys like Davy Brooks. He's the guy you look at when you're tough and you're tough now and you're in the trenches and stuff. It's guys like Davy Brooks who are the guys that'll raise your game and stuff like that. So fair play to them. Absolutely brilliant. Interesting one. Title race coming up. We were almost slipping up. Brentford 0, Liverpool 2. We created 37 chances in this game. We had an expected XG of about 4.75. I think Brentford's was under 1. It was 0.68 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really look at the stats normally, but I just think, but off the bench comes the man who has been vilified for the last couple of months, can't make a finish. We seen what he could do against Newcastle, but comes up, trumps.
2 goals in injury time. I'd say you were throwing stuff at the telly on Saturday afternoon watching it.
Do you know something? It's just I didn't get to see a lot of it. I seen a bit. I seen the first half in the shop, and then
Yeah,
I was on the way home for the second half, so I was just kind of listening to the commentary. But
yeah,
really, really frustrating and stuff like that. And then I was thinking, I was looking at the picture, and I've had a go off him. I've had a go off Chiesa, as you know, because he just hasn't really been involved and stuff like that.
yeah,
But there was a picture put up of the two boys running to celebrate, and it's Darwin and Chiesa. And I'm thinking, what a conundrum that is, isn't it? And I
yeah,
said, you know something? Out of respect, I snapped the picture and I made it my wallpaper on my phone for a week. For a week.
yeah.
Boys, that's all you're getting is a week. If you don't show up again, you're out of here.
That's it.
Gone. You're off the wallpaper page. So but yeah,
Well,
it was a
it's
it was a
lucky
huge
escape
win.
for it. Listen, Salah had some chances. He looked frustrated towards the end. Brentford were defending very well at times. Myself and I had it on here, and Dano, my brother-in-law, who's an Arsenal fan,
Mm.
was here watching it, and obviously he was hoping and praying that Brentford would snatch something, even
I'm
take the
sure. I'm
point off.
sure he had the WhatsApp and the Twitter messages ready to go and
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And then he had the
and yeah.
red
No,
card.
listen, but it was just you being persistent. That's what got it. You know, he's kept going and kept going, kept plugging away, and eventually the 2 goals came. And I just think after the first goal, obviously because it was so late, Brentford's heads just dropped. They were like, right,
They
you
kind
know,
of fell asleep, didn't they? Because the second
yeah,
goal came out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, it did. It probably like the first goal probably zapped them because they
yeah,
were so tight and so they were just so much concentrating on defending and clearing their lines and stuff that after the first goal that was it. Particularly how late in the game the goals came as well. It was
yeah.
just a sucker
No
punch for
coming
them
back.
and exactly
And that's
they
kind of the
knew
way.
then.
That's the kind of way you have to beat Brentford as well. Because if you
Yeah,
give them that 15, 20 minutes, they'll come into the game and
yeah.
stuff like that and all.
Because
But
listen, the few Chelsea 2-1, Cucurella is it?
tell by the
Cucurella
hair,
gets the ball on the left, goes over the halfway line. No, plays it into Palmer. Palmer plays it out right. I'm just
Madueke.
looking. There's 5 players around Cucurella at one stage. Just look, ball watching. Ball comes into the box, flicked on. Cucurella in the 6 yard box. Just good little finish.
There you go.
No one picks him up. Like
Badly
he's
needed
in
as
the
well.
edge of the 6 yard box on his own. Cause
Mm.
fuck, sorry,
He's
but
he's kind of that player arriving late that you might not pick up because you're
yeah.
not expecting him to kind of be there.
But
You know.
literally just showed a good angle there a minute ago. There was literally 5 players near him, Wolves players, all ball watching. They all
Yeah.
let him just go to the edge of the 6 yard box. He's just there on his own, and it's a decent finish. Like,
So pressure on Wolves again now to come back out.
yeah, half an hour
Um,
left plus stoppages.
Leicester 0, Fulham 2. Fulham bouncing back.
Yeah, it's been a tough. I think that's 7 defeats in a row now for Leicester in all competitions and stuff like that. It's been a trying time. Obviously, Rude's come in. He's trying to play a style of football that he probably hasn't got the players to play, that sort of way.
It's a familiar
They
story in this league, isn't it? This
Yeah,
season.
yeah, big time. And in fairness, Smith Rowe had an excellent game.
He's
Wilson,
been an excellent signing in fairness.
oh, big time, big time. I was always he was unlucky with injuries. I was always a fan of him when he broke into the Arsenal team, and you could see what he had done, done at youth level. And but it's just injuries hampered him, and then you had the likes of, Martinelli and all these players coming in and stuff like that. So it was always going to be
Mhm.
difficult for him. So I'm delighted that he found his feet at Fulham, and he's playing under. Probably one of the best managers this season. If you look at what Marco's done. Like it's been excellent, and he's really stamped his authority. Like, listen, Fulham have always been that team. You go, yeah, sure, we take 3 points there, but they even Craven Cottage is become some sort of a helm for them and stuff like that. It was always I wouldn't say a difficult place to go to, but it was one of those annoying fixtures. But they were excellent. Wilson's assist was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know about Wilson anyway. So
Yep.
from being with
Absolutely.
Liverpool, but great win
Mm.
for them. Leicester under a severe amount of pressure now to start picking up points. They're right down there, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. Like Cooper, obviously left Van Nistelrooy a lot to do, but I don't think Van Nistelrooy will have the tools to fix the problem.
Yeah, he needs to kind of maybe go re-look at it again, maybe tighten it up a bit at the back and stuff like that, and build maybe from there. He's very, very open at times.
Yeah,
You look at that midfield was so open, and Fulham always take advantage of that. And like you think this is a Fulham side who lost Palina and all in the summer
yeah.
and all, who was
It,
their guy in midfield and stuff like that,
yeah.
but they look really good. And even Adama Traore scoring the goal there the other day and all, that's a big goal for him as well.
Oh, it was great
He,
finish into the bottom left corner. But
yeah.
I was looking at it, and I was thinking about this earlier. He's trying to play a style like Company played in the Premier League with Burnley. He's kind of trying to play that sort of style. And I'm wondering, will Leicester give him, if they do go down, give him the time to try take them back up like Company did as well, still playing that same style in the Championship.
Yeah, I don't know, or maybe will he have the palate for it? Maybe is the question as well. Because
Yeah.
obviously hasn't had a huge amount of support in the transfer window so far. And
Yeah, man's brutal
that's
at the back, isn't he? Because
yeah.
the what's his name with the mad hair?
I know who you're
Foz,
talking
is it?
about. Faust, yeah,
Faust,
Faust,
he's
yeah,
he's
desperate.
muck.
Yeah, he's a talentless David Luiz, really.
He's muck.
He's terrible. Yeah, and he's been in and out of the team. In fairness,
Yeah,
he was he
shocking.
was even poor under Cooper, like so.
Yeah, no, I've been watching him a bit, and it's shocking. The
Yeah,
Leicester fans don't even like him. I don't know how he's starting games, to be fair.
yeah. West Ham and Palace. Palace winning 2-0. A sending off for West Ham. What did you make of the sending off?
I don't
Mavropanos?
think the 2 yellow cards, your man, wasn't it?
Hmm.
I don't think there was much argument. The first one he drags him down. I think it was Mateta was running off, and he just drags him down. So I thought Mateta had an excellent game. One player in particular that really caught me eye again was Will Hughes. Obviously, he's been playing very well and stuff like that. But for a while, is it 3-1? Is it 3-1 Chelsea? By the looks of it, who was it? Jackson, is it? Yeah, been very impressed with Will Hughes over the last few weeks. I know he burst onto the scene there a few seasons ago, and he's gone a bit quiet. There was a lot of criticism over him by his own fans. So I'm just looking here. Cole Palmer whips a free kick in near the corner flag. Is he offside? Headed down, and then it was going in. Jackson just heads it over the line. Then I don't know who got the initial header. But I'd be raging if I was him, because it was actually going in and Jackson takes the goal away from him. He did look in an offside position. Oh, no, was it Jackson? But had a Wolves
I don't have no
defending
idea.
from set piece wasn't great. But yeah, I was expecting a bit more from West Ham, to be fair, but Palace played very, very well, and obviously the sending off didn't help. But but Mateta again, he's just been in unbelievable form, hasn't he?
Yeah, the first goal was an absolute beauty, lovely finish into the near corner and stuff like that. And he just strokes it in, and it just seems impossible for Fabianski to save it. And even he could have got down to maybe a little bit better, because it came from quite a distance as well. But
Distance, yeah.
the penalty then on 89, he was lucky, squeezed it in under his body, I think, but still went in and stuff like that. Happy to see it win.
Just about.
I like your man Mateta. I think he's a very good player.
He's some player. But like, you're looking at West Ham now. They've Villa away next week. They've Chelsea away. Then they've Brentford at home. Arsenal away, and then you're looking at 27th of February. It's Leicester at home. You have to be picking 3 points up against Leicester at home, because them 4 or 5 games before that are not going to be very.
At that stage, that Leicester game, they may have Bowen back and stuff at that stage, So
I was just looking, it's an 8 o'clock kickoff. That must be a Monday, is it? The 27th? It's an 8 o'clock kickoff, but I wouldn't be too. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, Yeah, I won't be getting too excited over the other fixtures that they have coming up.
Yeah, I think with regard to Hughes, he was very good the other day, covered every inch of the turf and all, so he can put in a couple of real good blocks in defence
Yeah,
as well. But I think he's probably missing his buddy Wharton in there, isn't he? Wharton's been missing. So he's probably
yeah,
missing
yeah.
him, and
He,
he's, as a pairing, they're very, very good.
yeah,
Very,
I
very
just noticed like Will over the last few games has been excellent in midfield. That type of way.
good.
So,
Yeah,
and obviously when he was with Watford, he was getting a bit of stick off the fans at Watford and stuff like that. So it took him a little while to settle into Palace, and obviously with Wharton last
yeah.
season or season 4 bursting onto the scene himself, it kind of
Mm.
helped him push him along a little bit further.
Yeah, well, he kind of came in a time where there's been a lot of disruption there
Yeah,
as well,
yeah,
and stuff,
exactly.
So trying to find, but that partnership he had with Wharton last season was very, very impressive. And he does that. He does that kind of. He does the donkey work in there. You know what I mean? Wharton's a bit more flair. Hughes is a
Yeah,
bit more kind of. He's the grinder in there.
yeah,
Really
exactly. Yeah,
but great, great pro. Let's move in then. The evening kickoff: Arsenal 2, Villa 2. Martinelli and Havertz, Tillemans and Watkins. Arsenal 2-0 up after 60 minutes. Looked like they were cruising, and then it all implodes again.
it's mad, isn't it? Was it the ball or what was it? Cause what was it
Could be
this
the
time?
ball, it could be the dog, it could be the light bulb, it could be squeezing the lemons, it could be anything at this stage. But
Yeah, again, Dano was here for most of the game, and we were watching it. And obviously, they go 2-0 up. They create a few more chances after that, and you're thinking, right, see it out here. I was a bit disappointed with Villa's performance in the first half, not just
really poor,
defensive.
really
Ah,
flat and static,
100%.
really
No, I
flat
was
and
going to say
static
not just at the back, but going forward,
everywhere,
they didn't
everywhere.
produce anything. Then
Mm,
in the second half, I don't know what it was. Tillemans looked a bit more lively and stuff like that. Created a few chances before he scored, and you were just thinking they're knocking at the door here. If they get one back, they make a game of it, and that's exactly what they did. And
mm,
it was great. Great finish by Tillemans, the first one, and
mm.
Watkins obviously at the back post and for the second one and stuff. And I actually said it to Dan when Turan was coming on, or Duran, sorry, was coming on.
Yeah,
I felt for Arsenal because they look very vulnerable at the back, and you're throwing
mm,
him on with 12 minutes to go, thinking
yeah,
something could
mm,
happen here. But they held on, and yeah, it's a massive, massive 2
yeah.
points dropped in
Last
my
12 or
opinion.
15 minutes was absolute chaos in both boxes.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it was
um,
like a basketball game at one stage. It was like going back and forth, back and you attack, we attack. But I
what
just
what was
felt,
your call on Saturday evening? Havertz handball? Yep, 100%.
yeah, yeah. I, for me, the shock came from far. I know what Watkins said in the interview after and all, but the shock came from that far away. And I know he's turning his body, but it still hits his hand. It changes the direction of the
Direction
ball.
of
Like
the ball and everything. Yeah.
you see Martinez diving this way, and the ball goes the other way. So I felt like they came to the right decision. To be fair,
He was
I
actually he
thought
wasn't great. He wasn't great on the night either. Martinez as well.
he
Um,
looked his confidence looked a bit drained, that type of way.
yeah.
I know
Mm,
I was saying like he's probably getting abuse from the fans behind the goal and that, and there was one or
mm,
two he didn't look very comfortable with some of the crosses and making
yeah.
some of the saves that usually are bread and butter for him.
Mm, yeah. But a big draw in the game, which obviously gives the impetus to Liverpool, who
Oh,
extended the gap
definitely,
then by 2 points.
yeah,
Let's move into Sunday, which was an absolute madness. Um, Everton 3, Tottenham 2.
madness. What a game! Carvalho Lewin was on fire. Like 3-0 up at half time. When have Everton ever had that?
Mm,
Um, They were excellent again, even in between the goals. Some of the chances they were creating, I thought this was a very Spursy performance. Then obviously Kulusevski, nice little dink finish in the second half, and obviously Richarlison with the late goal, which is obviously his last appearance in
mm.
Goodison. But yeah, it's I seen Song was getting a bit of abuse off the away fans at the end and stuff like that when they went
Pretty
over, and
rough as well. Pretty rough.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
rough. Guy has
um,
been there 10 years. He's been loyal to the club.
100%.
Hasn't won a sausage.
And he's a pure professional as well, because you don't read too much
Yeah.
about him off the field of play and stuff like that
No.
with cars or wires
No.
and this, that, and the other. So he keeps his head down, pure professional. It's like we were talking about earlier, the snooker players. A lot of the Asians are coming in, they're like robots,
Yeah.
they're just real to perform, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
So when I seen the video, I really did feel for him. But again, massive 3 points for David Moyes. They were probably expecting, listen, if we could take a point from Spurs here, But again, it's that conundrum. What Spurs are going to show up on the day? You know, they're so hot and cold.
He's
You just don't
he's
know. Like
he's kind of like he's trying to shoehorn stuff in at times and
he
still
is,
trying
he
to
is.
maintain a style of play.
Yeah,
He looks downtrodden himself. He looks like he's ready to get out of town, to be
he
honest.
does. Yeah,
His
no,
interviews, he may as well put his mush down into the turf every time he's doing an interview. This is a guy who was all chest and balls last season and all,
yeah,
being interviewed about this, that, and the other and all. And he came out and he said that he delivered a trophy in the second season as well. So he's under pressure in relation to the Carabao Cup as well,
yeah, yeah.
because that's the only place it's probably going to come from by the looks of it. But they
And
just look at times, they just look so. It's like as if a lot of players are looking around and they're looking for that leader on the pitch and they're rudderless. So
yeah,
when you're digging into the trenches and you need that guy ain't there.
yeah,
And that's the problem. And that's that guy they lean on is probably Romero or maybe Bentancur in midfield or
yeah,
whoever it is. There's no Steely Boyton there. You're looking at a kid like Archie Gray trying to control the midfield and pull strings and do that. He's getting dragged all over the place. And remember, this isn't a great Everton side either. You look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin there scoring. When's the last time he scored or whatever? When's the
the
last?
only performance I can remember him putting in this season. The only shift, like
Yeah, so it's and obviously you're going to get a little bit of a manager bounce there with Moisey going in and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
the feel good factor, and
yeah,
it's what some of the players that have been used to over the years
yeah.
is
But it's going to by going there as well. Everton are going to give you a bit of a kicking, and
yeah,
Spurs don't fancy that. They're not
yeah,
that type of team. They don't fancy that bit of a kicking at times and stuff like that. And if you can get about them like that, they just wilt. Now they did come back in with 2 goals late on and stuff like that and all, but like
I
to be
think
to be honest with you, if they had got a draw, it wouldn't have told the tail of the game really.
no, I think the Richarlison goal kind of just slightly put a little bit of gloss on the scoreline for them. I think it was a bit too Joanne.
Yeah.
We only talked about Arsenal there, so he came in at the right time. But yeah, I feel like Everton have a few tough games coming up. Spurs now will have the Europa. I think they're playing Hoffenheim this week, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going through it, yeah.
And then they have used next. Is it next week? Goes in the second leg, or
No,
is it the
is
following
it?
week?
I think it might be the following week because I think next
Yeah,
week is it FA Cup or something like that next week. I don't know
because I
what
know
the
their
midweek.
next league game is Leicester at home, which
Yeah.
he'll be thinking we have to bounce back after that because they have
Yes.
Villa. I think they Villa in between 2 of the games, and then they have us, and then another. But like you're talking about his interviews and stuff. Like if you watch the song video, Andrew's only a few yards away from him.
And he's
He's
disgusted at the fans.
Oh, 100%. Like
Yeah.
he's hearing all that. He's disgusted. He goes down the tunnel and oh bang, there's a microphone in your face. Tell us your thoughts. You're
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
And when you're up to your neck in quicksand, it's rough in there. And the Premier League is ruthless on every level. So you're out there, you're going over to clap the away fans. You know what I mean? They're absolutely hammering you. They're burying what I would regard as a club legend in Son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're absolutely burying him. You know what I mean? It doesn't look good. It's tough. And look, from a Spurs fan's point of view as well, it's tough for them as well because they haven't had a whole lot to cheer about. You know what I mean? And it's like there's been a huge amount of investment. There's been a massive change of managers down through the last few years of every different style, from Conte to Mourinho, to Ryan Mason coming in and taking over the reins a little bit and stuff like that. Not getting over the line in that Carabao Cup. Then bringing in Ange having such a good start. It's what we do, mate. VAR's there for everyone, this, that, and the other. Then when it starts cutting you too, it's a different story,
Yeah.
But yeah, really difficult.
I think with the song thing as well, like him and Kane carried that team for a hell of a long time. Then Kane went, and it's on his shoulders then to carry the team and carry the torch, so to speak. So it's a lot of pressure on the lad.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, how do you replace someone like Harry Kane as well? Really, really tough. Right, we'll skip the next one because I want to do that at the end because I want to have a chat with you about it and get your thoughts and stuff. Forest 3, Southampton 2. What a game.
What a game. And
not
only that, did you see Anthony Taylor?
Yeah.
First half, Southampton player trips himself up and he gives it free to the player. Saying there wasn't a single Forest player around him. Yeah. But again, listen, Forest so well drilled. so well drilled. Going forward, they just look like they can score
They've
at any time.
great options, haven't they?
Oh,
Hudson-Odoi on one side,
that,
Elanga on
oh,
the other side, Anderson breaking from deep,
yeah.
Chris
What
Woods
a finish
arriving
by
in the
Anderson
box.
Cuz as well. Bottom
Yeah,
left hand
beautiful.
corner cutting
Yeah,
in, and what a finish by Chris Wood as well. That header, that's a difficult header. How
yeah.
far out he was, and to
Glance
get
into
the
the far end. Yeah.
exactly like just it was unbelievable. I think obviously they should have had a fourth, in my opinion.
Mm.
Remember Ramsdale's error? I think that was it. They said Wood was offside in an offside position,
Yes.
interfering with the eye line of the keeper. But
Mm.
in my opinion, he wasn't interfering with play. He wasn't in the eye line of the keeper. It's an
Mm.
absolute howler by Ramsdale, and he's gotten away with one by VAR and Anthony Taylor there as well. So,
Mm.
but yeah, I think again, listen, from a Southampton point of view, like we'll talk about Man United in a minute. We
Mm.
are terrible. Southampton are bad, but they have a bit of an identity about them. They're trying to play a certain way, that type of way. Um, I was very impressed with some of their attacking against Forest, because Forest have really shored up at the back, and
That
I
that
think
Suleiman lad the other night absolutely roasted you guys.
100 like
I said it afterwards. I said to Darren, they must be leaving there so dejected because I don't think they could play any better. They just didn't get a second and a third.
yeah,
And used just in the space of that 10 minutes, Ahmad came up clutch with three.
yeah.
But it
But
was never
you
it
had
never felt
Kobe
like a
running
3-1
ring.
game at all. Like
Kobe was he was running rings around Kobe. Like Kobe didn't know
yeah,
what to do. Like
yeah.
he's so much pace, but I kind of feel for Southampton a bit, because from the times I've actually watched them this season, they haven't been playing bad football. They're just
Yeah.
leaking goals, and it's
They're lacking that quality around the squad that they need to actually,
they
to
do.
survive.
They're kind of like a team we're going to talk about next, Ipswich. They've a championship, a heavily kind of a championship squad. There's no kind of Premier League talent in there, that sort of way.
Yeah, Ipswich is kind of different because Ipswich came up and just made a decision not to really spend as such. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like this is but yeah, let's go on to the Ipswich game. Then Man City bouncing back in a massive way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goal scorers on the pitch.
Yeah.
Still no goal for Grealish.
It's mad,
But
isn't it?
I thought the boy McEntee's goal was a lovely goal, drifting
Yeah,
in unmarked into the box and
yeah.
finishing. It was a really nice goal.
He,
Foden, we expect it from Foden. Kovacic has started to chip back in again, which is a good sign for them. Doku got on it, and of course Haaland got one as well. But what I did like about City yesterday, and there's not an awful lot that I do like about them at times, but I thought when McAtee scored, the bench stood up and applauded him, including Haaland, which I thought was a nice touch and stuff like
he's
that.
a good
Really
kid
well
by the
worked.
looks of it,
He's a good kid, and he's a very, very talented player as well.
Yeah.
But a big win for them.
It is, and I said this at the start of the season, and I'm going to reiterate it. Ipswich have talent going forward. They have some good players there, but they have a championship back four or back five, whatever way they play it. Darrow Shea's in there. They brought him in during the summer from Burnley and stuff, but they just don't have the experience or Premier League talent. They've like I said, they've a championship defence, and they needed at least 2 defenders, in my opinion, to really tighten things up at the back and give them that bit of presence and bit of physicality, and they haven't done it. There's no point having the likes of Liam Delap and Hutchinson and Sammy Smoddox there up top if you're going to be leaking all these goals week in, week out. It's
I felt for the lap yesterday because he was trying to do stuff. He was
against his
running.
old club,
He was chasing every ball to the byline and everything and all. But he was trying so hard. He just couldn't get out into work. And I think I looked at him after about 60 minutes or whatever it was, and it was like he just looked wasted on his feet. He was just chasing shadows all day. And City will do that. City will work you so hard on the ball and give you nothing really.
Big time. And like he would have trained with a lot of them lads, obviously, when he was with City and stuff, and when he wasn't out on loan with Stoke or whoever. So we would have known a lot of them, and I did feel for him. I felt he was just trying to prove a point to Pep, that sort of way. That's why he was overdoing it a little bit. But yeah, listen, it's 6-0. Like I said, if they don't bring in, obviously, I like Kieran McKenna. Obviously, with the link to Manchester United, I like the way he got on them up and through the divisions and stuff like that. But it's wearing now, and you can see if they don't bring a player or 2 in now in this transfer window, you really, really do feel for them. And like I said, I think they need 2 defenders in there just to really tighten things up at the back.
I don't care how good the team you are in the championship. If you come up from the championship into the Premier League and you do what they did in the summer, you're asking for everything that you get. You're
Yeah,
asking if you're
100%.
not going to take that money and use that money in some aspect,
Mm.
then you're in trouble. Then you're
We've
in
seen it
trouble.
so many times with the likes of West Brom and Norwich and stuff like that.
You
They
have
come
to
back up, they
invest.
don't spend, and they just go straight
Yeah,
back down, and
yeah,
it's just a never-ending cycle, you know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you could be brilliant in the championship. You could be banging in goals. You could be awesome. Look at Leicester last season and stuff like that. No, but you come up to the Premier League, it's different gravy. It's a
Yeah.
much different level.
And
You
by the
know.
way, Joanne, I totally agree with you. They're playing something else. There's some team at the minute, like, you know.
Mm. Joanne, would you go as far as to say they're the one rivaling us for the title this year?
Listen, it's there in black and white. That's, you know, that all they can do is keep winning matches and try to keep putting pressure on you, you
And
know.
they
Not
are, and they
and they
are.
are, and not only that, keep putting
Mm.
pressure on teams just below them as well. You know,
Yeah,
that's what you have to
absolutely.
do.
How sweet would it be for Forest to be back in the Champions League next year?
Oh, be
We
unreal,
spoke
wouldn't
about
it?
we spoke about Villa doing it, but the history of Forest as well.
Oh man,
Imagine Nuno bringing them into the Champions League.
just be unbelievable,
That'd
wouldn't it?
be
Like
unbelievable. Mm.
that ground. Oh, Romy, what's the story, man? That ground does be hopping. Imagine on a Champions League night. Oh my God, just even the thoughts of that give me goosebumps. Like,
I'm still waiting on Millwall getting up.
and you'd be
Yeah,
still waiting. I think they're about 16th or 17th at the minute, aren't they?
absolutely, yeah. Murillo for Forest is quality, he is. And I tell you, listen, his dance partner ain't too bad either.
Yeah,
That Milinkovic or Milinovic or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one who had the goal ruled out, wasn't it?
Yes.
On
Yes. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
thing. Your man Sales has been unbelievable for them in goal as well.
Who are you telling? We just
Yeah,
played them last
yeah,
week.
yeah.
My God, he was like Courtois.
World class he
Miracle.
was.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right. Man United won, Brighton 3. On the day where you said goodbye to Dennis Law,
Yeah,
everyone out on the pitch, celebration. And these boys again fall short. Talk to
yeah.
me. Talk to me also. Talk to me first of all about the match. Um, I'd like to know your thoughts on the Brighton goal that was ruled out as well. Um, what
The
was your thinking
fell.
on that as well? Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. But I also want to get your thoughts on Ruben Amorim and the
Mm,
comments.
mm.
Very interesting as well. But go on, take it away. You're the
Yeah,
United.
no. Listen, the game. My brother-in-law Curtis was here on Sunday morning. We were chatting. I said to him, "What score do you think it will be?" And he said 3-1. And I jokingly said, "To who? United or Brighton?" And we started laughing. I said to him, "I thought it was going to be 2-2." Obviously Brighton, we know what they're like. Danny Welbeck's been in great form. Matoma, all these players. Um, I, s- I, th- I, we were talking about it, and Curtis even said it. He knew he was going to start Xerxes up front. Hoyland looked very frustrated the last few games. Not much coming into him. He had to drop deep. He's been looking very frustrated. And I had said it to Curtis. I kind of worried a little bit that Xerxes is more of not an impact player, but better coming off the bench. Remember, like Solskjaer was back in that season. When he started, he wasn't. But I thought he done very well. But Brighton just looks so like. Can I just say, like, we play with a back five now, 5 defenders on the pitch. We're going to concede goals from open play, even when there's 5 defenders on the pitch because of the style we're playing. So we're going to be left open. But I can't see now, and I'm not just talking about Sunday. I'm talking about previous week as well. And we see how if you have 5 defenders on the field of play, how can you not defend from a set piece? That is like that. Even the free kick that led to the Joe Pedro's disallowed goal for that absolute assault on Dallo. How did we not defend that better as well? Like, it just baffles me, cuz how can you 5 defenders on the field of play? How can you not defend? It's just
Does does
ridiculous.
does a nervousness about Man United at the moment?
There is, but like,
There's a nervousness going through them there, and it's kind of like it's kind of with Amarin as well. It's kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. You have Maguire playing okay, then going out of the team, then coming back into the team. You've got the Butcher coming into the team, going out of the team. There's a lot of chopping and changing, and the back five thing I really don't get. What's more concerning for me is he's kind of trying to play Bruno in that kind of midfield setup, and Bruno's playing more like a forward.
Yeah,
So you
he's
left
up
them.
there.
So you left them with two then in midfield, and you're just getting overrun in midfield every time. If you watch that game back yesterday, your midfield they just sliced through it like it didn't exist.
Big time. And I've
And,
noticed the
and not
last.
even and not even in a hugely skillful way. Simple patterns of play to pass boys to move the ball forward, and you just looked void of ideas. At times, Brighton were spraying that ball around. And the other thing, and I spoke to Darren about it this morning as well. You work so hard in games to win the ball back, and when you win the ball back, you cough it up so easy again.
Yeah, big time.
So you're spending 90 minutes constantly chasing the ball, constantly trying to win it back. And then when you win it back, you cough it up so easy.
Straight away.
And it's such a
Yeah.
strange mentality.
We've been losing possession left, right, and centre for the last few weeks. And, like you said, I think I've watched it now. Kobe, if he's going up against any sort of player with a bit of pace, he's not able for it for some reason. And he's only a young lad. He should have legs on him. He's really found that difficult the last few weeks and stuff. And
I think it's you know what it is. He's getting twisted up because he's facing a 2-on-1 situation every time. So he's trying to battle against that. He's very isolated. And you'll even find when he picks up the ball, he's having to break forward all the time. So you'll see that's when he loses the ball.
Yeah.
He's having to break forward to try and create something because he has no partner beside him.
Yeah.
Because the stretch in midfield is huge.
Big time. One of the moments, you're looking for a bit of character in the team, and I felt that Joe Pedro disallowed goal. The minute the VAR told the referee to go over the screen and the referee ruled it free out, the crowd actually got behind the team, and there was a big lift and a big roar. And I was thinking to myself, this is the moment you change the game, turn it on its head. The momentum is with you. Let's see the character of the team. And they crumbled. They absolutely crumbled. They didn't take advantage of that decision. That decision, you would knock the wind out of a lot of teams. You've just scored a goal that's disallowed by VAR. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake, there was no character. There was no one just to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and try to take advantage. And it's just been so frustrating. Obviously, Phillips in the chat and William there as well. And it's just so frustrating lately because you just know teams can cut us open. Like years ago that would never happen, but it's so easily done now. We're 10 points. Is it 10 points above Ipswich and stuff like that? Listen, I do feel for Amron. He's been thrown in the deep end halfway through the season with this squad of you look at what Anthony's gone over is going on loan the best for to the end of the season. Rashford is obviously on his way out to Italy or wherever he's going as well and stuff like that.
Garnacho as well. Napoli,
There's talks of Garnacho flirting with Napoli
Chelsea
and stuff like that. I heard he'd be willing more to work with Conte over in Italy and stuff like that rather than to go to Chelsea. And obviously, from a Manchester United point of view, that'd be the better move for the club as well. There obviously had been talk about Kobe not happy and stuff like this, but yeah, I see no characters in the team because Maguire had been playing well up until the last few weeks. He's been playing really well. I just didn't see anything there the other day. So what's Will saying?
He said, I'd like to see Kobe higher up and maybe move Bruno back since he runs around a lot more. Anyways, might help with the gaps.
But we need someone up top because, I've said it before.
I think it's not so much Kobe more forward. It's kind of maybe you need Bruno with more sort of cover there for the boys to act more like a midfielder at times when you don't have possession. Instead, he's more of a forward, and that's why that gap is there in midfield and stuff like that,
Yeah, he probably has to be a little bit more drilled, a little bit more, compact and stuff. If you remember years ago, because if you're watching the likes of Vince and Keane in midfield, if Vince is going forward, Keane will know to sit, and vice versa. Both of them don't go forward at the same time. One will sit and cover that midfield area. And I think that's how we're getting caught out a lot at the moment, because
but you'll notice, as I said to you, you'll notice even when you win the ball back, your options are limited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas in that kind of Amarin kind of structure, you should always have plenty of options.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in midfield, because you're saying that back five. That back five switches out into a 3 and a 5 then once you're in possession. But it seems when you're in possession, it's so stagnant as well. It's staying in a back five. And
Yeah,
those
yeah.
boys aren't pushing on then to give that support in midfield to be able to
Exactly,
move the
yeah.
ball around stuff. It's just a weird conundrum for him as well. What do you make of his comments? Obviously, like he's we know he's a straight shooter. He doesn't mince his words. He knows he's gone into a shit show much bigger
Mm.
than he ever could have imagined.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of money there at the moment to do it
Definitely
in
not.
the January window, unless you're going to get into maybe loan deals or potentially if you move boys out in time. We
That's
know you're
exactly
not.
what you have
We
to
know
do,
you're
yeah.
not very quick to do deals either.
Mm.
So like giving you guys a couple of days, if like Garnacho happens or Rashford happens, may not be enough time to get a deal done.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Unless you're
100%.
something in the woodwork already.
No,
But
well,
it's
it's the 20th of January now, because I think it goes on till, is it the 2nd of Feb or something? It's an it's a day.
either first or second. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
whatever.
it's whatever way it
Yeah.
falls this year.
Yeah,
No, you're
but
100% right.
it's not a huge amount. Time gone by quick, 10 days is nothing in the transfer window in terms of trying to get deals done, and especially in the January transfer window. I know loads of people will say, well, if you slam down the money, you'll get the deals done. But United aren't able to slam down the money, or they'd be doing it. United
Mm.
don't want to be 13th in the league. Ineos don't want United to be 13th in the league. But it's I'd be wary. What do you make of his call? Like he's turning around and goes, "This is the worst Manchester United side in their history." What's that kind of message? Like, obviously, you've got players there that aren't going to fit, that are going to go. Rashford's going to go, maybe
Mm.
Garnacho's going to go, Eriksen's going to go, Casemiro's going to go. We know all that kind of stuff. But there is a core group of players there that are trying to adjust, that are trying to perform, that are trying to get used to a new system, new manager, and all that kind of stuff. They're kind of being tarred with this brush as well a bit, aren't they? Like
Yeah,
it's
look, but he's the way he said it. Here's your headline. This is the worst Manchester United team in history, and he's not far off it. Like, he's not wrong, but also he kind of said it a little bit as if you're gonna write it anyway, so I'll just say it for you. That sort of way.
mm. but
Which
it's not a great look if you think about it. Like if you're going out into the market and you're trying to convince players to come in and into the project and stuff like that. This guy's saying this is a shit show, lads.
but from a point of view of getting players in, he could turn and say, right, lads, what we have is a shit show, but with you, I know you can improve the squad. So let's say, whoever you're bringing in, say that young lad from Bournemouth, I know you can improve the team on the left hand side, and these are another two players we're going to bring in and explain who you're going to sign and stuff like that. So I can see, listen, he's been thrown, like I said, he's been thrown in the deep end. Ten Hag left him with a lot of shit. He's been thrown in the middle of the season with a team that's changing. He's trying to put a stamp on things in terms of changing the formation. He hasn't put a stamp on bringing in players yet, so that will come. I said it to my dad when it happened. I said it's going to take him 3 to 4 transfer windows to embed what he wants to embed. It's not going to happen overnight. I think we can write this season off as it is. Hopefully, he might get something in Europe or maybe try go on and do something in the FA Cup. Obviously, we've Leicester at home in the next round. So for me, as a season point of view, it's a write off. I think we must learn from it, get rid of the dead wood that we can. Hopefully, Ineos will give him money. Even though, like you said, we're going to be heavily reliant on loan deals and selling players and stuff like that. But he needs backing. I know with financial fair play, it can't always happen like that. But yeah, no, he's in a scenario now where he's never been before. He's always had success at the likes of Lisbon. And even as a player, he's had success and he's done well in the Champions League as a player and stuff. But
Yeah.
he
Here's a scenario.
realizes.
Go on
Oh,
now.
sorry, I was just going to say he realizes what, like, could you imagine Dennis Law had it passed away and the team in the 1990s were playing? They'd go out and win that game for him. They'll know the history of the club and what the club meant to Dennis Law. They wouldn't. I no doubt the class of '92 wouldn't have fucking rolled over for Brighton. I know that for a fact.
It's a mentality issue. But the only thing is, and no disrespect to Brighton either. Brighton, I think you've only beaten Brighton once in 6 attempts, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah,
Since
yeah,
they come
yeah.
into the
Yeah,
Premier
no,
League. So
no disrespect to them
Brighton
at
are a
all.
really good side
Oh,
and a really well
absolutely,
coached side as well.
absolutely.
Because we've even, as Liverpool, we've even had our troubles with Brighton down through the years as well. Really,
But
really good.
you see
But
some of the players.
how far does this get let go? Let's say, because he's talking like this, right? It's kind of a little bit toxic in terms of not so much his relationship or anything like that. But do Ineos look at this at a certain stage? Like if you keep on creeping down that table there and not getting results, at
I
what point? At what point? Because he's adamant he's not going to abandon his principles no
Yeah,
matter what.
yeah.
But like, what if you find yourself in kind of 15th or 16th or edging? I'm not saying you're going to get
No,
relegated.
yeah, no.
What's
But
below
listen,
you is absolutely horrendous anyway.
mm,
But you know what I mean? At what point does it like? And then if you're not going to have European football next year, unless you win the Europa League or whatever, you know, Romy's in there talking about Yerkes and all in the summer and all. Are you
mm,
going to be able to really attract him in on the basis that he just played for Ameren before? He'll want European football. There'll be so many people looking at that player in the summer. He's a phenomenal player,
mm.
huge goal rate and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? United are not going to have free reign on him.
Oh,
You
like,
know,
I think from Ineos' point of view, you look at it when they sacked Ten Hag, they should have possibly done it in October, start of October, whenever that
summer, summer,
international break was. They should have
summer.
done it then to give him more time. I think they should be happy if we can not saying, but I'm just saying to look at this season as a whole. If we can even break into the top 10 or something like that, I know it's
Mm,
not going to have any sort of effect on qualifying for Europe and stuff like that. But this, like I said, this is a write off of a season. They would have known that because he's come into a squad that's all over the place.
mm,
Casemiro's on his last legs, trying to get rid of his contract, 350,000 off the books and stuff like that. We had the Rashford situation and stuff, which had been brewing for a hell of a long time since Sancho
mm,
went back out on loan to Dortmund that time.
yeah.
That's been as long as it's been brewing. So they would have known Ten Hag left with all this mess. Amarin's as good of a job he done in Lisbon. He's not a magician. Like these things are going to take time, and I'm hoping, which I think they will, the board and the fans will give him time. And listen, you look at the Onana mistake yesterday. If that hadn't happened, it's still 2-1 with a few minutes to go. And, we could have pushed on and got an equaliser. These little things, individual mistakes have really hampered us this season. Defensively, from set pieces, we've been absolute shocking. It's going to take him time, like I said. You have to let him bring the players in he wants it. You can't just give him to the end of the season, right? Say you finish 16th. We didn't let you sign, say, 2 players on
We
loan
go
in
again.
January.
We
Yeah, do
go
you know what I
again.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you can't do that. You have to give him time. You have to give him at least a few transfer windows, like I said, to embed that style that he wants with players that he thinks are confident enough to play for Manchester United in that style. You can't judge him on what we have now playing the style he's playing because some of them players have never played it before and they're not good enough to play it either. So we have to give him time. And obviously, I can see that the media are going to be the media. They're always going to put pressure on Manchester United managers, no matter what happens. So
And rightly so.
yeah, oh yeah,
And
no,
rightly so, because
listen,
that's where the level should be.
oh, absolutely.
You know?
But like I said, it's to me, given if we can finish a respectable position in the league, let's say top 10, try get a run in the FA Cup and Europe, and then then we see where we are in the summer,
Mm.
selling players and then getting in a squad that he wants there as well. And that's when he has a squad there that I know he's confident with playing that system. That's when I'll start judging him.
So here's the next question for you. How many players does he need in, and how many players that you see there in that starting 11 exist in a new Amarin team?
Um,
Just
sorry.
quick one off the top of your head.
Probably Mazzarewi. I keep obviously. I think he's been excellent. Euro's coming back from injury. Bruno, Kobe, and then yeah, it's scraps after that, isn't it? I don't really see much after that, to be honest. But we all know as football fans, you can't just click your fingers and everything changes. It's going to
No,
take time. It's going to
no.
take selling players to be able to spend money with financial fair play and stuff like that. So, but for me, realistically, Martinez, Mazzarewi, Kobe, Bruno. Am I missing anyway? Oh, Ahmed. Sorry, Ahmed. I never even thought of him there. Sorry,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's going to take time.
Yeah, Williams in. Amarin mentioned in November, United gave him an ultimatum that he had to come mid-season. Had to come in mid. Yeah, they forced him. He was
Yeah.
never. Yeah, he had to come in then and all. Which again is not a great starting point.
But that from Ineos, and you're looking at it then going, right, Ineos forced them to come halfway through the season. So they're saying, oh, look who we got. Look what we're after doing for your club. Look what we got.
Yeah,
But they're after throwing them in a shit show. Like, so
yeah.
they think they're appeasing the fans by getting them in mid-season and thinking, oh, look, what a great job we've done. And
But there
then
has, but
if
there has
the
to be.
games aren't got, he gets thrown under the bus if there's no performances
Mm,
there, even though they know what they've just done, if you get me,
mm. But regardless of this being his team, or regardless of him having the players that he needs to play his system, at some stage you have to play a certain way. I'm thinking we were on this show all last season talking about Vincent Company. You can't keep on playing this beautiful, expansive football if you're getting slapped up every week and you're getting relegated.
Yeah.
So at some point, does he have to turn around and bite the bullet and go, right, well, this is what I have at the moment. So how can I best play these players in order to get some results on the board? Okay. I know you might want to pay 3-5-2 or whatever it is, his style of whatever he wants to play. But you also have to accept the fact that if you don't have the players there, you have to find a way to play to get results. Similar to when you have injuries and stuff like that. So at what point, like how long more does it go where it's just I have a way of playing and that's what I'm staying to, but you guys are tumbling down the league. Now I know you might say, well, this season it's a write-off anyway. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? It's not a huge amount to be playing for and stuff, you know. But you're still in the Europa and you're still in the FA Cup. And I think there's a lot to be said about that as well. You know what I mean? And I just think maybe somewhere in the middle, if it met, you know what I mean? Because the performances are so poor. Like even that Southampton game was such a get out of jail card. And like this is Southampton who are absolute horrific.
82nd minute we equalised and then to go on score another two. I did feel for Southampton in a way.
But not even that. They're rooted to the bottom of the table. They've been horrible all season. You know what I mean? And he's made them look at times like world beaters.
No, like I get what you're saying. I remember a story when I was playing with Dublin City under 21s, and obviously we trained with the first team, and it was my second season. John Gill was there when I first came in, and Roddy Collins took over as manager as the second season, and Paul Keaton stayed as under 21 manager. And we used to train with them in Elsa. I remember Roddy was playing 4-4-2 and he was kind of mixing up a little bit, but they were playing Derry away on a Tuesday night, and that training session he changed to a 4-3-3. And I remember the conversation he had with the lads in the change room. Obviously, we'd be in the change room after training, but he'd be talking to the first team lads, but to be a mix of the 21s. And someone said about the formation, and Roddy had said, and I always remember, he said, lads, I picked a formation. Whatever formation I think will beat that given team on that given day, I'll play it that way. It doesn't have to be our style of 4-4-2 all the time. If I don't feel 4-4-2 will beat that opposition, I'll change it. And he goes, that's exactly what I'm doing for Tuesday night. So maybe there is a case for that you might have to tweak things given who you're going up against, you know, that sort of way. Maybe tweak it and see what will happen. Put that 11 out that you'd feel in that formation.
And you know the thing about, and you know, listening to him as well. I listen to him and what he's saying about this is his style, this is the way he wants to play, and he's going to stick to this and all. The one thing about the Premier League is so dynamic week on week.
Yeah.
That you never get away with just going, we're 4-4-2 or we're 4-3-3 or we're 4-3-2-1 or whatever the hell it is and all. You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way. No. Every week you have to have a look at the opposition, be it Bournemouth or Brentford or Brighton. Ryan is in there with Wolves and all. They're all such different games, formation, dynamics of players and stuff like that and all. You're not just going to slap a 3-4-3 or whatever it is on the wall and go, that's us. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just not going to work that way.
I remember Sir Alex done it. We were playing AC Milan in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and he purposely brought Park into the squad, literally just a man Mark Pirlo the whole game. Yeah. And he did it in the second half of the 2011 final. He done it with Messi. He put him on out. He had said in an interview it was too late. He should have started him. We're already 2-0 down or whatever at that stage. But he changed the tactics and brought Park on just to man mark Messi, follow him around like a shadow, you know?
Yeah, I think Ryan tonight, the problem is I looked at that first half and Chelsea basically beat you up by the equaliser. They were constantly on you. And when you're in the position that you're in and you're struggling, and then you have a team that's constantly battering you and stuff like that, and all, it wears on you, and eventually you burst. It's a tough road at the moment for Wolves and stuff like that. But there's definitely enough in there to not have you in the bottom three. There's definitely enough there.
Yeah, 100%.
You've shown me, you know, like you've been a little bit lucky at times with results and stuff like that and all. And you need, do you know what you need, Ryan? You need a win off someone's backside in the 90th minute or something like that to give us that bit of a lift. That's what you need.
I'm just looking at the first Chelsea goal here, Ryan, and I've said it for the Cucurella goal. I don't know if you were listening. A lot of lads are ball watching. Like, 6 players ran out to the edge of the box to close down the Chelsea. Even 7 players,
It's
and they
like
left
as
3.
yeah, it's like as if, is that not you? Should that not be you? Should
Yeah,
that
yeah.
not be you?
They
And
just
it's like,
ran out, 7
yeah,
of them, and
yeah,
then you've Chelsea lads, and like I said, there was
yeah,
5 around Cucurella at one
yeah.
stage, and the ball comes across, and he's at the edge of
Structure,
the 6-yard
structure just
box.
falls asunder.
Yeah.
Everyone's running to get to the ball out of panic. Yeah, yeah, it's mad, mad.
Jesus.
Ryan, your defense to Lily Phillips, bro. It makes me sick, Romy. We're absolutely shit.
I wouldn't say he's looking
That's
at you have
yeah,
quality there, Ryan.
yeah.
Looking at you defensively today, there's a lot to be desired, but you're not as bad as us, but you do have a lot of quality there. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I meant to say to you, Romy, as well. Did Carlo confirm today that he's heading off at the end of the season? Did I read something today? Carlo exiting the building at the end of the season. I
I
don't know
heard
whether it was
that. I
confirmed.
heard that
Yeah,
this afternoon. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Apparently he's
absolutely.
announced it.
Yeah, fancy selling us, Cooney.
I think I'd be saying that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait until the summer, Romy, and you'll get him cheap. Oh, you're not surrendering already now, Ryan, on us, are you? Don't be telling me you're
Uh,
planning. Don't be planning for the championship now. I don't want to hear that. Kind of like Wolves in the Prem. New
I
Orleans are
love them.
favourites to host WrestleMania 42 in 2026.
New
You see?
Orleans.
Yeah, same problem every week, mate. It's so irritating.
Mad, isn't it?
Ball watching like Caitlyn Jenner when she bends over. Well, listen, based on what we heard tonight from one Donald Donald Trump, there ain't going to be much more of that carry on going on, is there?
He got
Yeah,
inaugurated today, didn't he? I've
yeah,
seen
he
that
did.
earlier.
Yeah. Did you see one of the things he's bringing in from tomorrow?
No.
There's only 2 genders, male and female.
You serious?
He ain't messing about. He ain't messing about, I tell you.
A lot of snowflakes be hitting social media, giving out crap
He's
about that now, won't
targeted,
they?
wants all the wokeness out of the army and all and everything, and he wants all the soldiers reinstated over the COVID thing and all that, and they're all going to get
Yeah.
their money back paid.
No
He's
way.
he's on a tear at the moment.
Is he
On a
building a
tear.
bigger wall around Mexico now as well, is it?
Do you see what the naming thing?
No.
The Gulf of Mexico is about to become the Gulf of America.
You serious?
Renaming it and everything. Yeah, he was billed at the last game. He was. Yeah, absolutely. Xavi Alonso's favorite for Real Madrid job. That's no surprise, is it?
No.
It's no surprise. The new signing and Gomez, the only decent players on the pitch tonight. The rest were disgrace. Hey, Nuri, did Nuri not do well right? I seen him with a couple of breakaways and stuff like that. He was trying to create stuff and all. I don't know now. Maybe that's a problem. He was abandoning his defensive position or something. But he looked like he was doing a bit. Either way, I think he will leave this summer. Niall. If we get relegated, he's gone for 45 million. Hope you don't go down, bro. Hope you don't go down.
I can't see them going down.
It's crazy. Crazy. Identify as a dolphin. I'm triggered.
Oh, lads.
You might be.
Oh,
We're heading into waters at the moment. That's for sure.
that's it, Will. Spot on.
He's 100% coming back. And don't be surprised. Don't surprised if he comes back before the summer.
Oh, stop.
Ain't already was woeful for me, Niall. Yeah, but I thought, did he in the first half? Was he not making it? Was he not trying to break forward and create a couple of chances after that? Now you might argue that his position shouldn't be at centre forward. Maybe he's getting caught out and all, but I do like him. He's one I'd have at Liverpool, that's for sure. And he's one of my favourite players. Yeah, there you go. Definitely defensively awful. Yeah, he's probably not back in defence when it happens. Maybe that's what happens.
Just looking at Monday Night Football, because when did Gary Neville grow his hair? If any of the lads could tell me that now.
I don't know. Since City absolutely smashed Salford, was it?
Hey. Hello, maybe it's one Emmanuel Petit.
Did you see the one with Neville with Seamus?
No, I've seen a clip of it, yeah. But Seamus saying, because Seamus is a Liverpool fan or something, isn't he?
Yeah, Seamus a big Liverpool fan. Yeah, he got him in a sharpshooter. He had him on the ground in a sharpshooter.
Is this the one that Neville's doing for America or something? It's called soccer or something like that.
He had him on the ground. He had him in a sharpshooter. Neville screaming and he's going, "Say Liverpool are the greatest!" No, and here he has him in the sharpshooter. No, it's deadly.
Seamus has been seen in the Liverpool shop in the Oilac a few times over the years, alright.
Yeah, absolutely. Champions League. quick look,
Yes.
nothing major. Really looked at the Premier League and the Europa League. Hoffenheim, Tottenham, Man United, Rangers.
Yeah, one of the lads, Ben, and work's going over to. He's looking forward to it.
Mm.
Should be.
Is he? Is he?
I was just gonna say should be the case of two fallen giants playing against each other, and because I remember playing Rangers in the Champions League, in 2003, 4, and stuff like that. So yeah,
Mm.
it's listen, I'm not confident going into any games, but you'd be hoping to come away with 3 points. We need 3 points. There's been too many draws in the group so far, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we get on.
Absolutely. Gabriel will have a field day on set pieces against us.
Is Saliba back? Is he, or is he still out?
The talk is, I when they get injuries, they're gone for weeks.
Yeah,
They tried to cover it up, but yeah,
I think I'll have to get me on my team. So
absolutely. But geez, if Rangers were to get a result, they're in
stop.
big trouble then, aren't you?
Well, we know who'll be sitting there, sitting on his hands. Sir Alex be in the stands with his toys, the Rangers as well.
Tell you, absolutely. Nothing else there. I think PSG, Man City is probably the pick of the games.
I'd say so. Monaco Villa should be a decent game. You'd like to
Yeah.
see Villa pick up another 3 points and keep going.
We might fail the change side, will we? Maybe.
I was just gonna say probably Queevy and all will start, will he, and stuff like that.
Although we have 5 days, don't we, till the Ipswich game at Anfield? So maybe not.
You might give a few of the lads. Nunez probably might start and stuff up front.
I know with Slot, he buys into a lot of momentum and keep him winning and momentum going.
It's the only way to do it. But they both, seeing that. I've seen that. I actually captained Palmer, unfortunately.
The amount of managers doing that is crazy these days. Absolutely crazy.
And when you go on fancy and you see a 75% chance, and you're like, he's definitely going to play. Yeah. And that happened with me, Saliba, on Friday afternoon. I seen it, and then Saturday morning, I was like, I'll just leave him in. He has to play 75%, and then he didn't. I was like, for fuck's sake.
You never know, Aces. If he doesn't get the backing he wants, that may be the option. He could walk away.
Yeah.
United have cocaine can.
Yeah, I think it's 7 or 8 o'clock on Sunday night we're playing. Yeah, that's the strangest kickoff we've ever seen on a Sunday.
Is that an Amazon game or something? Is it? Is that one of those?
I'm not too sure. The lads might be able to tell me. But when I seen the fixtures and I seen it that late on Sunday night, sorry, I was like, holy! Like, I'm off on Sunday, but I was hoping for the afternoon. But sure, I'll sit up and watch it. And
see, what you need to be off on Monday if you're having an 8 o'clock Sunday game.
Yeah,
not Sunday.
Yeah, they say this be Blue Monday. This today's meant to be Blue Monday, but be next week after us getting hockeyed by Fulham.
TNT Sports 1.
Is it lovely? Cheers,
yeah, I think Arsenal against Dynamo, they should be okay. We'll see who we put out against Lille tomorrow night. We should be okay. PSG City will be an interesting one because City are under a bit of pressure as well, aren't they?
Yeah. And then Spurs, you wouldn't know what way that would go with Hoffenheim, like.
Yeah, especially away.
Away, yeah, it'd be tricky, like, But hoping we get the win anyway. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. What else have I got for you? We spoke about Amarin. We kind of spoke about it already, but it's been kind of a very unflattering transfer window, hasn't it? Really, it's been more.
No, it has been. There hasn't been much. I'm hoping, like the last week or a few days in particular, will start picking up a bit of momentum, like But I don't know.
Oh my god!
Did you see the Sol Campbell lad?
Oh my god! It's just
what the fuck, like. I see. He's not a very likable person. Did you see that interview done? He was like, I deserve much more respect and all, and
the one where he played the race card on the Mill.
Yes. Well, first black player to score at the World Cup, first black player to lift a trophy at Wembley, and first black player to score in the Champions League final. English, but just it's all about me. I seen an interview and he's like, he deserves to have an MBA or he deserves to be United and all for his contribution to football. I'm like, are you for real?
And then he started saying, loads of other players have made moves like this and they don't get the grief I get. Yeah, you're an unlikable guy.
Yeah,
let's start there first. You're actually starting from a base where you're unlikable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Let's not play the race card or any of that. That's all nonsense. You moved from Spurs to Arsenal. Let's be clear about this.
Exactly.
This,
Yeah.
this, you know what I mean?
If anyone deserves a knighthood or an MBE for the contribution to football, would be Sir James Milner.
What was
We'll
his
just give
answer
it
in
to
the
him.
interview? Who did he mention? Ledley King, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
mentioned Ledley King,
yeah.
and I went, whoa, 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 hang on a minute here. Hang on a minute here. You're not comparing your move to Arsenal to Ledley King, are
I
you?
know, yeah, yeah.
Seriously? Oh my God.
But
It
like
was
there was
just,
like you look at Viv Anderson and all that was like doing it before
hmm.
him. Like Viv obviously playing with United, then he went to Middlesbrough, all this
Tell you, Robbie,
representing
I
England and
was
all.
about to say it as well. I was listening to his voice and I thought,
Oh man, yeah.
was he in the middle of a transition or what's going on here?
He reminded me of Neville. Do you ever see Neville
Yeah.
doing the ads for Stick to Football? You could tell he's reading it off the thing, like, do you know what I mean?
And the more emotional he got about the hate that he receives, the more his voice came down.
Oh, I can't stand him. He's an absolute melt.
I think my mate is going tomorrow night to the game, Baz or Daz, yeah. Nice. But yeah, transfer window. And the
Very
January
quick.
weird. I'm hoping we're gonna pull something out of the books here. Hopefully we're gonna drop someone in there or something, you know what I mean? It's just but then I read today, see our owners today wanting to buy the Boston Celtics.
I think who was telling me something about that? I seen something earlier on. I don't know if
6 billion. 6 billion.
you're serious.
Apparently is the cost, yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
6 billion. They couldn't give us 60 million to sign Krava out of Napoli, or they couldn't give us 40 odd million
Maybe
to sign
Chiesa.
Perkez, or Chiesa, give over, will you? Stop
Oh,
now.
stop, man.
Stop.
Noonan went from Pats to Rovers. That was a big one. He was obviously linked with City and stuff like that. But he's gone to Shamrock Rovers, so that's a big move for himself. And what I'm hearing is obviously with with Brexit, City are going to come back in a year or two and relook at the situation, after. And I think he'll do very well with Rovers. It was a really good signing for them.
Tell us this, Roll Me. If you go with Expressions versus Sol Campbell in a boxing match, who was winning? I think Sol Campbell would win.
Good old Sol.
I think Sol would have an old uppercut there now that'll put you into next week. Or worst case, he could smack you with, if you're doing a brick top boxing match out of snatch, he'd smack you a good old loaf, I'd say, as well.
Or you just get knocked out from listening to him talk.
Yeah, ears bleeding. Boston Celtic fans will riot. They love their owner. Yeah, absolutely. But they probably want to. They're probably looking for a bit of progression as well. But then again, you don't want FSG to be your owners if you're looking for investment. You want to buy players.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
You know that the hard way.
FSG are the same as the Cronkies. No signings, only profits. Is that true? Arsenal haven't signed anyone. Liverpool haven't signed anyone. That's a stretch. That's a stretch now. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far now. That's a stretch.
What about Raheem Sterling?
Yeah, Raheem the dream. Expressions will win, then Sol will use the race card. Here we go. There we go. Campbell just headbutt Expression Susan. Yeah, absolutely. But listen, that's it. Put a show in the bag. There we go.
Love it.
Monday.
Love it.
I will be back on Wednesday with Pro Wrestling Weekly. We will be talking about TNA Genesis, Joe Hendry becoming champion and now calling out John Cena. Saturday night's main event, Marky, this Saturday coming up as well.
No way. Old school.
Yeah, old school on YouTube as well, so you'll be able to watch it. It's good.
I was thinking of you because myself and Yvonne have been watching that Tulsa King, with Sylvester Stallone in it. I remember I told you I'd been watching the Al Snow thing with the OVW.
Yeah, the OVW, yeah.
Yeah, man, Cash Flow was in it as in Tulsa King. Did you see it? Yeah.
No, I haven't watched Tulsa King yet. Ben's been watching. He says it's very good. But I did see. Did you see Trump has nominated John Vought, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone as the ambassadors in his cabinet for Hollywood?
Be serious.
There you go. What a combination! Mel Gibson, Sly Stallone, and John Vought.
I got Yvonne a Rocky $100 bill there for Christmas. She's obsessed with Sylvester Stallone and a T-shirt and stuff like that, and from the Sly shop. But
I have definitely. I have the gloves there from Will and the belt actually on display. There you go.
Same here, cuz we have it up here on the feature wall. We've the 3 gloves and stuff like that. But yeah, listen, I recommend Tulsa King. I'm not much for series, one for watching series and stuff like that, but I really got into it.
Very good, very good. What have I been watching? the mysterious death of Easy E. Apparently a lot going around that apparently he didn't die of AIDS at all and all this kind of thing. So I've been watching that, and I've been keeping up to tune on the Diddy situation with all the different documentaries as well.
Yeah.
Really good stuff there as always, Dolph Ziggler returning at Royal Rumble, hopefully, like Dolph Ziggler. Really, really good. So we'll do a preview for all that stuff. So Wednesday, 8:00, Pro Wrestling Weekly. Tomorrow night I'll be enjoying the little game. Then Thursday I'm back with Darren. Usual preview stuff, beat the bookie, all the latest news. We get Darren's thoughts on Amarin and United, no doubt as well. And of course, we'll probably have the Rangers. What time's the Rangers game on? Is it on?
I think it's 8:00
in the evening. If it's an 8
o'clock,
it's an 8:00 game, then we'll get the Darren usual watch along as well. Which means the show then is nearly 2 hours.
I'll tell you. Yeah, it's 8:00. 8:00. Yeah.
So we'll follow. We'll at least have the second half of the Rangers game as well. So it's not often I cheer for Rangers.
Yeah, bleeding horn.
There you go.
He says, I watched the Sir Alex documentary. Very, very good. Have to say.
Is it good? I haven't watched it yet. Is it good?
Very good. It's great to see all the old lads, particularly one. There's a lot of the lads on the documentary that I would have worked with over the last few years in the Legends game and stuff. So it's good to see them on it.
Yeah, no, that's kind of cool, isn't it? Yeah, and then of course we'll be moving into deadline day and stuff like that as well. So we'll have to see what our structure is for the shows then.
The yellow toy back out goes.
I don't know. Is it worth even covering at this stage? No one wants to play anyone or do anything. So
we'll have to go down to the Championship and League One and League Two.
Jeez, or lower. When are we back? What's the story with League of Ireland? When are we back with that?
The President's Cup's on Friday the 7th of February. Obviously draw it against Shells in Talca Park, and then the league kicks off the week after. Very first game is the one that was the last game last season, Shells and Derry. I think that's been shown as well. And I don't know, Phil's still in the chat. There's a lot of talk about Virgin Media are going to get all the rights to the League of Ireland games from this season coming. RTE have been, what I've heard is their staff have been informed that they lost all the rights to Virgin Media, but it hasn't yet been announced yet. But that's the rumor going around anyway.
But the app will still be in place, won't it?
Oh yeah, the League of Ireland app be still there, yeah. But it'd be great for the league because if Virgin Media do, or I understand they have bought the rights, but they're going to be showing one game every week on Virgin Media as well, so which is great for the country and the league it's building.
Well, did you find out the Irish Player of the Year Celtic are interested in from St. Pat's?
Is that Noonan as well?
I haven't. It might be, is it?
If it is Noonan, he's after signing for Shamrock Rovers, Romy. I just said there, Man City been looking at him as well, but with Brexit. So he's going to play with Rovers. For what I've been told now is that he'll spend a season or two with Rovers, and then he'll look about going over to England then.
Excellent. Well, we will do that as well. And I suppose before the league kicks off as well, we'll get to have a look at all the transfers in and out and stuff like that and get our thoughts on that as well. And
definitely.
Might do a little quick preview as well for that President's Cup thing as well and all that kind of stuff and all. Yeah, so we'll kick it off and get our little League of Ireland spot going again because it was a lot of fun last season. Right, until next time, folks, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, of course, drop a like on the video, even if you're on the replay or wherever it is. Great move from Virgin Media to get the rights to League of Ireland. Definitely. Great for the League of Ireland as well. It's great to see they're getting the recognition that they deserve from the product that they're putting out there, let's be honest. So that's really cool as well. And anything that throws more money back in the league is always a good thing. Until next time, folks, catch you Wednesday, 8 o'clock, Pro Wrestling Weekly. Cheers.
Cheers, folks.